Good evening, everyone, and thank you for inviting me to participate in tonight's opening of this art exhibition. I had a chance to see some of the photos ahead of time by and of patriotic LGBTQI plus Ukrainians. And for me, these photos reinforce the multiple identities that we all have, that LGBTQI plus people have, and highlights parts of our identities that often go unrecognized. Thank you, Ambassador, for opening up Ukraine House for this exhibition. I'm proud to know that even amidst war, you are showing up for inclusion. And thank you to the organizers of this event, QUA, and Kiev Pride for raising visibility of the efforts of your siblings. And lastly, a special thanks to all of the LGBTQI plus Ukrainians, the organizers, the community members who are still in Ukraine. Without the advocacy work of Fulcrum, Insight, Gender Z, and others, the protection and humanitarian needs of our community could not be met. And my interaction with the brave advocates from the Ukrainian LGBTQI+ community started long before Russia's war on Ukraine, as Bogdan just hinted at. I had the pleasure to visit the country in 2016 as part of a U.S. State Department cultural tour with the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington, D.C. And during that nearly week-long time in Kyiv and Lviv, I got a chance to see your beautiful country. And I also got a chance to meet with all of the brave LGBTQI+ leaders and advocates from the movement there, like Bogdan, like his mom, like so many others in this room. And I got to see and hear about the important work that you all are doing in accepting and making sure acceptance and inclusion is part of Ukraine's society. And I know that over the years, and even up to just a few weeks and months ago, I'm so proud to see continued progress from the movement. I know it's because of efforts from advocates that President Zelensky shared his support at the Golden Globes, quote, for the right to live, to love, to give birth, no matter who you are, no matter who you are with, end quote. And it's because of advocates' efforts that Ukrainian lawmakers approved a media regulation bill banning hate speech and incitement based on sexual orientation and gender identity. I know that there's so much on your agenda too, from passing hate crimes laws to LGBTQI+ family recognition. And it's because LGBTQI+ rights are human rights that you all continue to make Ukraine a better and inclusive country for all, no matter who you are or who you love. And your work only makes Ukraine and the world a better place. Yet, over the last year, I have also heard from advocates how the war is affecting the LGBTQI+ community by further excluding and marginalizing members and impacting access to protection and social services. Some of the examples include hindering access to safe and inclusive shelters, food and medication, psychosocial support, and safe passage and relocation. So I want to applaud the LGBTQI+ organizations for making the leap to support their community during this time of need. As I've heard many times before, it is not easy to go from advocating for human rights and inclusion to delivering humanitarian assistance. It's learning a new language, working with different partners and networks, and orienting your organizations to doing something fundamentally different. At USAID, we recognize the unique impact of conflict and crisis on LGBTQI+ individuals. And every day we are working to advance protection through our humanitarian assistance and disaster response efforts. We support and advocate for humanitarian programming that addresses specific needs for social services and protective spaces for LGBTQI+ community members, aiming to provide safe, compassionate care in response to harm. And we continue to work with partners to ensure they engage with the community, to map services and community support, identify barriers to accessing assistance, and facilitate referrals to services. We also know there are ways to improve our work and the systems. Currently, USAID is piloting new approaches to address the systemic issues in the humanitarian sector and model meaningful involvement of diverse LGBTQI+ communities. In addition, USAID is supporting roundtable discussions which will enable humanitarian experts to develop targeted recommendations to improve humanitarian practices on LGBTQI+ inclusion. Yet I know even with these efforts to advance LGBTQI+ inclusive development and humanitarian assistance, more work needs to be done. Advocates tell me this every day. So I want everyone here, and especially LGBTQI+ Ukrainians, to know that USAID is your partner in this work. Again, it's great to be able to take moments like this to stop, appreciate and applaud the strength and resilience of the Ukrainian LGBTQI+ community. You deserve it.